Hello, dear professor. I'm Wendy Montaño again, and today I'm going to talk about a bioethics topic that I find very interesting. This is genetic engineering. I choose the field because I'm very struck by the idea that human beings already have the ability to modify DNA, that is, code of life. This used to seem like the stuff of science fiction, but now is a reality. Moreover, genetic engineering makes us think about very strong dilemmas under the question how far should we go? On the one hand, genetic engineering can be used to prevent very serious diseases, it's not a secret, and that sounds excellent. But on the other hand, there is also the risk that it could be used for less necessary things, just as choosing eye colors or trying to improve intelligence. And that's where the ethical problems begins. In fact, there was a real case in 2018 that caused a lot of controversy. A scientist in China used a technique called CRISPR to modify the genes of two babies with the goal of making them resistant to HIV. At the first, it sounds like a breakthrough, but in reality, most of the scientific community strongly criticized him because he did not follow clear ethical standards. In the end, this research was censored and his work was left as an example of what not to do. This case shows that unethical science can be dangerous. Moreover, if we imagine a future where only rich people can afford genetic enhancements for their children, we could have more inequality. As a consequence, we would have more inequality because some would be born with advantage and others would not. That would be a very serious problem for the society. But beware, it's not all bad either. It's not all bad either. Genetic engineering has many benefits. In other words, it could be used to eliminate hereditary diseases such as cystic fibrosis of or muscular dystrophy and thus prevent the suffering of many families. Similarly, it could be applied in agriculture to create crops that are more resistant to climate change, which would also help millions of people. So this brings it home to us that it's not a matter of regulating technology, but of thinking very carefully about how we use it. So I think the solution is clear. We need very strict international rules. Above all, they should allow the use of genetic engineering only for medical and therapeutic purposes, never for aesthetic or capacity enhancement. Moreover, I think that is this debate should not remain only among scientists, rather, society has a whole must participate because the decisions that are made will affect us all. With this in mind, education in bioethics is fundamental so that we can all have an informed opinion. Despite the risk, I don't think the answer into ban genetic engineering is We should write in it so that it truly serves the common good. In the same way, we cannot forget that the science should be at the service of humanity and not become a tool to increase inequalities. In conclusion, I can say that genetic engineering is one of the greatest dilemmas of our time. On the one hand, it gives us to hope of curing dishes and providing life. But on the other hand, it's raising many challenges about justice, responsibility, and the limits of humans' intervention in nature. In short, my position is that it must be used responsibly and with clear limits and always with ethics first. That's all for today. Thanks for watching this video.